welcome back. This is By the Book, and we are your married relationship coaches talking to you today about Married at First Sight, Season 15, Episode 8.
Yes.
Miguel and Lindy.
Yes. Here we go.
The fireworks started with these guys. Yeah, it is. I think that's an accurate description. It's kind of roller coaster. We started off this episode with them. Of course, this is an episode where they do the housewarming and all that good stuff. But started off the episode with Miguel talking to his friend. And he had nothing but glowing things to say about Lindy. You know, all was well in the Santiago household. I foreshadow.
Yeah.
So...
That's cute.
Anyhow, he was saying she's his oasis and she's got depth to her. And the compliments didn't stop.
Glowing praise.
Yeah. I mean, it sounded good. It sounded like he was catching feelings. His friend even asked him about it, and he said he was. Didn't say he loved her. Didn't say he was in love with her. But it's going in that general direction.
Yeah.
So, and he thinks she's attractive. They're obviously having relations, so all is well.
Yeah.
The next thing we know, they're having an issue that Lindy brings up during the, our first time hearing it was at the housewarming party when she's discussing with his friends the issue that she had about her being on his health care plan. Mm-hmm. As she's uninsured, he is insured, and he has the ability to insure her on his healthcare plan.
Yes.
And oddly, I guess for her, in her asking about that, then he asked her if she's going to take on his last name, Santiago.
Yes.
She's hesitant. She's not sure she wants to do that or when. She does say she wants to do it or she sees it happening in the future, but she's not like jumping over any hoops to try to get to the courthouse and change her last name.
No.
So he kind of holds that even, those two things even, healthcare, last name, and she's like, this is apples and oranges. Mm-hmm. Like, what are we talking about here?
Yeah.
So I would like to hear my husband's viewpoint on this.
You really want my viewpoint?
Sure.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, it's gonna be different for any given couple, to be honest with you. Some women are very attached to their last name, others not so much. I think sometimes depending on different variables, sometimes how long the woman has held on to that name. Does she have a child or children that have the same last name as her? There's different things that can roll into this thing that you have to kind of like be respectful of and be patient of. And so I think if you don't pressure it, let's say from the man's perspective, if you don't pressure her, I think eventually she'll probably come around to it and be like, okay, because you didn't pressure me, because you didn't go off on me, because you were respectful of my thoughts and my feelings about this, now I think I'm ready to take on your last name. Oh, okay, there we are. And so that's that thing. And I do not think that both are equivalent the way he was trying to make it be. Mm-hmm. I think healthcare, here she is. I think she didn't present it well, but the case that she made that, hey, what if I need to see a doctor?
Right.
What if I get hit by a car and I'm uninsured, you know? And so don't make that a tit for tat, like type thing. I can't give you what you want because you're not giving me what I want. That's not a tit for tat like type situation, right?
Because it doesn't impact your well-being, what your last name is. Mm-hmm. Y'all could both change your last names to something totally different if you so choose, and it's not going to affect your health.
Yes.
Health is health. It's precious. It is fleeting sometimes, especially as you age. So, you need to treat that, I think, with a higher regard.
True.
Than what your name may be. Just my personal opinion. I know there are a lot of men who feel very strongly about the last name issue, even so far as to say it's a deal breaker in terms of whether or not they would marry someone if they weren't agreeable to changing their name in its entirety. Mm-hmm. There are some men who won't even entertain the idea of a hyphenated last name. So and I don't know what it is. You would be surprised how infrequently, if you're not married, and if you are married, you know how infrequently your last name becomes an issue. Mm-hmm. It doesn't come up. It just doesn't.
Yeah.
And inevitably, if you marry someone as a woman, people are going to call you Mrs. whatever his last name is. Mm-hmm. And are you going to correct them? Probably not. So it's honestly not that big of a deal. It's just putting it on your driver's license. But if you don't have your insurance card with your name on it, whatever it may be, whether it's his name or yours, it's going to be a problem when you try to get some coverage.
True that.
So, I hate to agree with Lindy because she kind of irks me a bit.
Yeah.
But I'm really totally team Lindy on that particular issue.
The only thing I would say is she felt very strongly about it, by which she should. But she was totally disrespectful in the way she presented it to him.
She's swearing and carrying on, and I just bet her brother is sitting at home like,
She dropping F-bombs left and right. That was that Miguel that put those words in her mouth, you know.
And he, on the other hand, is very calm in the way he presents things. I haven't seen him raise his voice.
Yeah.
I haven't seen him swear. I don't think at all, especially not in anger. If he did, it probably was, just casual conversation. Mm-hmm. But I'm not seeing that. I'm seeing a very level-headed, mature acting individual.
Very. I mean, even when she laid all that on him, the most he could say is, I don't like this version of you.
Yeah. You know? And even that was very respectful.
Yes.
And she kind of dialed back. I think that kind of took her aback. She's younger than him. And I think that she's not like as well versed in dealing with people and in relationships maybe as he is. And so her go-to is to yell and scream and curse. Mm-hmm. And that's going to get my point across when in fact it's probably going to do more damage than any good.
Yes.
I will say this though. I didn't expect it from her because I thought her being so committed to staying in the marriage long term, as well as her having perhaps had sex sooner than she wanted to, was going to make her be a little bit more docile toward him and kind of go with his flow. And it hasn't. So I'm glad to see that she's like retained her strength in terms of, still having a strong opinion about things. Yeah. But I don't like that version of her either. I don't like that for a long-term relationship. That's just not the way you want to deal with conversations and conflict.
Exactly. When respect is lost, it's very hard to get it back. Mm-hmm. And so in her taking that tone and using those words with her husband, it's disrespectful. And so she has to, even though at the end, I'm jumping to the end of it, he did come around and he said, I'll put you on my insurance, and he even apologized. And I don't recall her saying, hey, you know what? I'm sorry the way I spoke to you.
I think she did, though.
She did?
I do think that I recall an apology. Y'all let us know if I'm wrong. I'm remembering an apology from her.
Okay.
But nonetheless, she told him, and I think more telling was that when he responded and told her, I don't like this version of you, she said, this is me. This is my authentic self.
Yes.
So I think we can expect more volatility from her.
Yes.
When she feels like totally uncomfortable with something or threatened by something, I think we can expect Lindy to kind of lash out.
Yes.
And he seems like, what I find is that people who are very level-headed and peaceful, they get super off-put by people who are like that. Like that roller coaster type thing.
Yeah.
It doesn't rest well.
It doesn't.
So she's going to argue herself right on out of that relationship she wants so bad. If she can't find a better way, a better technique of talking to him.
I think he missed an opportunity to let her know that type of tone and that type of language when they're having a discussion like that that's heated, that's totally unacceptable. I think he missed that opportunity. And I really hope that because at the end, again, we both agree with her. That he should have given her the health insurance, the health coverage. But I'm hoping that by him giving her what she should have had in the first place, I'm hoping that didn't reinforce that type of behavior from her, because again, that's totally unacceptable.
Yeah, I mean, I hope not either, but I don't think he's the type of person who's just going to tolerate it. Yeah. I think that he will be calm as he's telling her no on decision day. If that's the case. So I'm hoping, it's a turnaround for them and that their relationship will be solid. I didn't expect it. Last week, I think I was saying
if
no.
It was edited, right? Oh,
yeah, I think I was saying no for them last week. Now I'm more of a question mark. Yeah. We'll see. But like I said, I think if she's volatile like that, it's going to be very off-putting to him and hard for him to recover from.
Yeah. I'm still gonna say no for them. I don't think that was cool at all, and I do think some type of boundaries need to be in place to make sure that doesn't happen again. And I want to let all of our viewers know that if someone is speaking to you in that type of tone, that you don't deserve it either. I mean, no one deserves to be spoke to that way. No one. I don't care if you're a man or you're a woman. No one deserves to be spoken to that in that type of way. Period. And that's the way I feel about it. And I'm going to take that to the bank.
He feels really strongly about it. Like, I don't like that it was an aggressive tone. I definitely don't like tones taken with me. I will feel as strongly about it as he does, because I just feel like they may not match up well. Yeah. But, it's not like she was cursing him out, calling him out of his name.
That's just another step forward, though.
Well, we'll see. I would be curious. I felt like that was a Lindsay moment. Like, that's when we should have broke and talked to the people about it. Yeah. Don't let anybody do this to you. But no, I mean, Lindy, she's young. She deals with things like a young person, kind of immature, maybe relationship immature. Yeah. And hopefully she learns. Maybe Pastor Cal will come through and give her some good advice. That's a toss-up.
But you know what? That's my question. How come none of these people are calling Pastor Cal or Dr. Pepper?
They're not allowed to. They're going to come when it's scheduled for them to come. So after having gone through this, I didn't see any clips for next week about the experts coming. So it will either be next week, like in the middle of the episode, or the week after that.
Well, what are they doing?
They're watching. They're watching the drama unfold.
They're watching.
I mean, because there would be nothing for them to come and resolve if they didn't let some conflict come, right? They got to let the conflict come, and then they'll come and try to fix it.
That's some crappy stuff.
I mean, it makes
those people.
We're still watching.
This is true. Next Wednesday, we'll be watching.
Right, we will be watching. Yeah. Anyway, guys, let us know what you think about this couple. They may be turning the page for me, even though I think they're both a little nutty. No, mainly I just think Lindy is. Yeah. But like, share, comment, and subscribe, and we'll talk to you soon.